In his playing days, he was a combative midfielder, nicknamed the Bison, the Bull, or pretty much any other adjective you choose to describe him and his style of play. Surely, he's one of Ghana's biggest exports when it comes to football. Or by the sheer size of the clubs that he played for, certainly, undisputably, he is Ghana's greatest export abroad. Playing for the likes of Chelsea, AC Milan, Real Madrid, he's achieved enormous success when it comes to club football. And at the national team level, he's been representing Ghana ever since he started kicking football, playing for the under-17s, the under-20s, all the way to the Black Stars, where he became an integral member of a team that made history in 2006 when they qualified for their first ever FIFA World Cup. With over 400 appearances for various clubs, he's finally called time on his international career and his club career. And for the last 4 years, he spent time here at FC Nordsjaelland, where he's helping nurture the next generation of football players. We've flown over 7,000 kilometers to the middle of Denmark, Farum to be specific, to speak to him and find out what he's been up to and what the future holds for him. My guest today on this Joy Sports special is the one and only Michael Essien. He's somewhere in the middle there, conducting training. And right after that, we will have a chat. Michael, thank you so much.
Thank you.
How did you like that intro?
Yeah, it was good. It's very good.
You know,
but no Kojo though. Kojo is not my name.
Kweku is, I beg your pardon, Kwabena and Kweku.
No, I'm Kwabena.
Well, why did anybody call you Kweku?
I don't know why, because
but you've heard it before.
Yeah. Back then they had Kotoko used to have this player called
Kweku Essien.
So
and then I think people got it confused.
Yeah.
Interesting. You know, the moment I got in here when we did the walk, it was a 25 minutes walk into this park. The whole walk, I could understand why you love it in this place. It's quiet, it's secluded. I'm like, this is typical Michael. He never does this. He likes his quiet life. And I was right.
Yeah, you are, yeah. Because, I mean, if you know me, you know me. I like my quiet life and, you know, I like to be far from the city, you know. Yeah. Of course, I grew up in a very small town in Ghana. So, yeah, I've always been the country boy, so I like my quiet and I like my nature and stuff like that. So yeah. Yeah.
And how is Rasta?
Rasta is good. He's doing well.
but by the way, that's the name of Michael's dog, Rasta. He calls him Rasta all the time. And I have to tell you, Michael, look, this is not just because you're here. I think I've told you before that you're a big inspiration for me in many ways. Not just because I'm a Chelsea fan, but obviously me and my hair. I mean, this is all inspiration from you. But you know, just sitting across you right now for this interview in itself is a great pleasure. You have no idea how much I've wanted to do this, and I'm so happy and so grateful that you agreed to do this. So thank you so much for agreeing to do this.
Thanks for coming as well.
Just tell me what it's been like the last 4 years. And for those who don't even understand exactly what you do, your role is individual player coach. What is that about specifically?
No, I mean basically is doing taking a one-on-one session with some of the players, especially the midfielders and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I've been doing, and also trying to mentor them a little bit and give them a little advice that I can as an ex-pro. So yeah.
And the kids love you. I've seen a video. The most common word that a lot of them used to describe you is humble, respectful, and very kind. I mean, what would you say is why you have such an impact on all these children?
I mean, it's kids that wanna take their football into a different level, and of course they need some little guidance, and and also see me around, and the way I react with them, the way I talk to them. So I mean, it gives them something to to learn. So yeah, it's been good so far. So.
And you know, I'm one person. I follow you a lot, even on Instagram. Sometimes I see you doing Instagram video. You're just working out, and you're like, and you're not saying anything in the Instagram video. You're just working out, and you're sweating all over the place. So you still look really fit. Now I understand why you work out as much as you do.
No, but actually, those Instagram live thing I was doing, it was. I took up this challenge for this charity thing, so I have to, you know, I took up the challenge to do 45 minutes spinning every day to raise awareness and
nice.
some money for this charity called Fund.
Okay.
Basically, it was from it's founded here in Denmark, and they do a lot of stuff in Africa, Sierra Leone and Ghana and Gambia and stuff like that. So that's why I took up that challenge to, you know.
I get it now. It's an important one. Right to Dream has a lot of very talented players over the last few years, and we'll get to all of that. But tell me about what the journey is to this point, because I think I remember getting to this a certain point of your career. Were you always sure that you wanted to do this? At what point did you start to take steps towards doing this?
Well, actually, when I remember when I was playing, if you asked me if I wanna be a coach or get into into coaching, I would say no. But then, you know, as time passed and you know, I start thinking. I mean, I've been doing this football thing for almost my whole life, so why not take up, you know, coaching license and, you know, still stay in football, you know, be around the players, especially the young ones, you know. Guide them a little bit, you know, give them a few advice, few feedbacks, you know, and stuff like that. And yeah, I still love the game, and so yeah, that's what made me start my coaching license. Actually, I started before I end my career. So.
Yeah. And you started with the very lowest one, license C, yeah?
Yeah, I did. I was in Wales. I did my license there. So I did the C, the B, together.
Yeah.
And then a year or two later, I started doing the A. So I started doing my A license before I came here. So I finished here. Yeah.
And then you graduated last year. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
I saw you holding up the certificate.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy because people think, you know, you've been an ex-player, it's easy to go to coaching, but it's not at all. But then I took up this decision to do it because I didn't want to end up being one of these ex-players. They finish their career, they go home, and then now they start thinking what they're gonna do. Then they get into depression and stuff like that. So and I start doing it so I can keep my routine kind of the same as when I was playing. So yeah.
I mean, that's actually a brilliant response because you mentioned this whole issue of transitioning, and sometimes you finish before trying to figure out what you want to do, and you might not figure it out in time, and it can get a little bit, you know, it can get very difficult. I spoke to a few ex-players. I think a few weeks ago we had a session where we were talking about like transitioning and life after football. And I think it was Tony Buffo who said that for a lot of the players, the reality doesn't, like they struggle to accept the reality that, you know, you're out of the game, and when the routine is not the same, it can get a bit difficult.
It can get a bit, well, not a bit, but it can get very frustrating. And as I said, they can get some players into depression and stuff like that because, you know, they can't accept that the game is finished. But I mean, if you prepare yourself, then it's okay. Then you are good to go. And I'm still exploring other courses around football as well, and that's what I spend my free time doing. So I go home and I do some
like
few courses online.
Squad scouting.
Yeah, I'm actually doing this course CFM. Which is a certificate of football management.
Oh, nice.
With this UEFA guy, so that's another course I'm doing. I'm you know, spending my extra time and, you know, doing is involved in football except coaching. So I'm done with my coaching license, so I'm just exploring other stuff within football organization. Yeah.
That's amazing. And you know, I was reading this thing about like giving professional players. You could have gone straight to do the A, the UEFA A, as an ex-player, but you decided to do C, B, all the way to A. Why did you have to put yourself through that when you could have just skipped some of them?
I mean, you can. You know, there's no. I think there's no short corner to anything. So I'd rather start from the scratch. You know, I spent my whole time being a footballer, and I just do what I'm told to do, and I just add my skills to my determination into it. So, and coaching is very different than playing. Actually, there's a lot more that goes on into coaching. So I decided to start from the scratch, how it's done, and then gradually move myself up there, and eventually I managed to finish the A, which was very, trust me, it was very difficult.
Every time you go there, you say, like, what is it about? Like, what is the curriculum like? Is it true that they make you write like some theses?
You have to. I mean, you have to.
Wow.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, of course, you have to. You do your section, you plan your session. You have to. I mean, write into duties what you want to, you know, to see in the session. What's the session about? And so you have to write everything down. So it's not. If you're not sharp, a little bit sharp, then you find yourself in trouble. But yeah, you have to write the sessions down. And,
I'm glad you passed it, because I read somewhere like some of the coaches that you played under, they say this coach did his whole coaching thesis on like defending, and this one did it on counter press and stuff like that. I'm like, I mean, how do you even write a whole paper on that? But that's really interesting. But so is that something that you mentioned, the fact that you're taking other courses around football, but there is another level above the A, which is
yes,
is that something you're thinking about?
There's the pro. The pro is the last one, but actually the pro is more about leadership. I think it's not much to do in like planning sessions. So maybe for now no, but maybe at some point I will just do it, and you know, for the experience and see. So let's see. But for now, I don't want to. I'm not thinking about being a head coach. You know, it's too stressful.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. You enjoy doing what you're doing now more than being the.
Yeah, more than being the main man, and with all this media and camera in your face, you definitely know me. So.
I mean,
but you never know. Maybe at some point. But for now,
I love it. I think if that point comes, I think you would have been ready. I think when that point comes, you'll be ready, because, I mean, you've started from the very bottom, the very beginning, and building yourself up. I mean, I don't think a lot of coaches, you know, have that patience, especially ex-players, right? You know, you just go straight to the top. Some of them actually finish and straight they get a big team, and the coaching don't have the opportunity to do what you're doing. I saw even after training, you were in the stands looking for footballs and stuff like that. I mean, that kind of attitude is very humbling for me to see, but also it must have a certain impact on the players, because if they see that Michael Essien is the one looking for footballs in the stands, what about you?
What about me?
No, what about the kids? Like,
okay. I mean,
that you're doing, it must have a certain impact on them in terms of like respect and character building and all those things.
It's true, but I also learned that when I came, actually, you know, I'm an observer. I observe a lot, and you know, I take my actions depend on that. So when I came, it was our head coach Fleming Pedersen, and then we have Didi Dramani here,
of course,
and they were doing it.
Oh wow!
Yeah, after the session, they'll go around, you know, collect all the balls and make sure we have. You know, if we came out with 50 balls, we make sure we have 50 balls. So, looking at them doing it, of course, I have to do it. So, and then me doing it, you know, also, you know, make an impact on the boys, and they go out and do it. Or sometimes I have to just shout, and then we all go look for the balls together. So,
that's amazing. I mean, and the reason I asked that question is I'm looking at the kind of role models that these kids have in someone like you, and I'm looking at what they're getting by you being here, and compared to, let's say, when you were starting out. What would you say are the differences right now in terms of how talent comes through and then how talent came through during your time?
I mean, I would say our time we have to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
We have to learn the hard
Not
way.
Not easy.
Now things have changed, and different generations. But the talent is still the same. It's football. You just have to to make an impact for them to take something from you and develop their football.
Yeah.
As I said, we have to learn the hard way, and you know how it is. Sometimes you get beaten by, or you get hit by a senior player. But it's not like they hate you or something. It's just for you to take an action, for you to react. So, by this generation, you just need to talk to them. You can't just hit someone's kid. It's not allowed. Of course, we deal with a lot of young athletes. So you have to be, be a role model and at the same time like a big brother to them. So you talk to them, nicely. Then they take.
Is that like a society thing that times have changed a little bit? Because I think was it Jose has spoken about that. He says when he was coaching people, like it was much easier, like it could come into your face. But like you just mentioned, now you can't do that with the kids anymore. I mean, I don't know, why is that? Because it's professional sport. It has to be a very competitive environment.
I mean, well, as I said, it's generation. This is their generation, so we have to adapt to their generation.
Yeah.
Where back in the days when you said Jose will come to your face. I mean, I remember Jose. Even first half, we will not talk about tactics. He'll have a go at each player, but then we go out. We have to take initiative and react and make sure we change the game. But now it's not the same. It's different. So we are working on it, and also of course you need to find the right words to use on the players. So yeah.
Some people like to say that these days the players are soft. I think people say that. People say that, even in the media. I mean, obviously you would not say that because you're dealing with them, so you know them better. But like on the outside, like when even it's not just like even in the Black Stars or whatever. You criticize a player, they coming and they're reacting and getting back into their shell, and people are like, hey, players are soft. But you make a very good point that we have to understand that times have changed.
Yeah.
And the players, the generations, the characters are different. But also, it's not just the attitudes that have changed. The tactics have also changed. It looks like everybody wants to play differently now. I mean, what are the main differences between like the time you were playing and now in terms of even tactical evolution?
I mean, I think so much have changed in the football world now, and every day there's new trend going on in football. Back in the days, if there's a goalkeeper, the players are now allowed in the box. So then you have to go long, establish your player somewhere. Now you see defenders in the box or close to the goalkeeper. Everyone Everyone want to play from the back and play nice football with an attacking mindset. That's what we do here. So those things is changing, and now the goalkeepers are more involved in the game now than back in the days. Back in the days, you make a pass to the goalkeeper, your coach will be screaming at it. And then the goalkeeper will just kick the ball. But now you need to find out the goalkeeper is more involved. It's like the extra man you have on the pitch. So it's changed a lot, but it's more beautiful when you see a good team play. So.
Which system do you think would have maybe fit up perfectly into your game? The now tiki-taka kind of system, or what you came up with?
I want to win.
You just want to win. That's
I want to win. I want to win, but also
that's
of course
with
with an attacking mindset. So yeah. So.
And in terms of even like the physical demands of the game, that has changed a little bit as well. Is that something that you've noticed? Now there's less emphasis on strength. And more emphasis on maybe tactical or technical ability, because someone has said that even it looks like the era of like the most skillful players, it's going away. No number 10s. Maybe everybody's now like an 8 hybrid. I don't know. Can you just go into those details for me? Like, what is happening? even with the midfield evolution, because the typical DMs like destroyers, of your life, even those ones are going extinct.
It's true actually, but that's what I'm saying. Football is changing, and now you don't really have the, as you said, the number 10 position. The number 10 position is disappeared. So it's 2-8 and a 6, and those 2-8 can become the 10.
Yeah.
So it depends how you want to play, and also sometimes you move your fullbacks high, wingers in to create some overload to have more players in the pocket. So. Yeah.
I mean, it's very difficult. It's very difficult when I look at the situation now, especially with the DM, because when I look at even players like Rodri, he plays like a DM, but he's not really. He doesn't really have maybe the same. He doesn't use strength as much. Doesn't go slide into tackles as much. And it's like, and the world, everybody says that's the best DM in the world. I'm like, that's not what I grew up watching. When it comes to DM.
Of course, our time is different. Our time, how football is. It was quite physical, quite physical. So fans like to players going in tackles and all of that. But you talk about Rodri. We play for Man City. You have the ball all the time, so do you really need to tackle now?
Essien has a very good history of very successful African players that have come here in the past. Salman Adingra, Kudus, Kamaldeen. What do you make of the current generation of African players that are here right now, the talent level in terms of where they can potentially go?
Well, I will start by saying that it's an amazing, great thing that Right to Dream giving these boys and also the girls the opportunity to develop their football and also academically to develop their education. And of course, as you mentioned, we've had some quite the good ones that have come through from Right to Dream to FCN, and they've moved on to other places in their career, and also some have become African champion, like Simon. I remember Simon with his first training with the first team. He broke his arm, and it was.
When he came here, you were here already.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
I was here when he came, and his first training he broke his arm. Yeah.
Oh my God!
And he was very, very sad, but every morning I go to him and say, "It's okay, don't worry. It's just a broken arm. It's nothing. It's nothing too much to worry about." And then he kept, listening to me. He kept, and then once he was recovered, and the rest was history. So of course I had Kamaldeen. I had Diomande and them lot. So yeah, it's good. And now we have a few of the Right to Dream boys that have made it through to FCN. So yeah, the talent is there. So hopefully they can look up to the ones who have made it. Moved on to their.
You didn't
their
come
career.
to Kudus, right?
Sorry. No, when I came, Kudus was gone. Yeah, Kudus was gone.
Kamaldeen, I spoke to Tom once and I asked him who the most talented RTD graduate is. He mentioned, I think, someone else, but then he says Kamaldeen has the talent of Vinicius Junior. He just needs to stay fit. You've worked with him, you've played the game, so you can see a quality player when you see it. Do those thoughts align with yours? You think he's really like that talented?
No, I agree with Tom. Kudus, Kamal was exceptional when I was here.
Wow.
He can win a game on his own. He could do everything. He's got the speed, the technique, the dribbling skills and everything. And he's strong. You see him, you wouldn't think he's that strong.
Power.
So he's got everything. But as you said, if he can stay fit, but those things is hard to control those things. But keeping my fingers crossed, he can stay fit, and then they can the world can really see Kamaldeen, because he's got everything to to be at the top. So
And your Monday, you are his favorite player.
And I love that boy. He was such
I don't know what you did for him, but you are his favorite. He doesn't stop talking about it.
That's good. We had a really we born really good when I came here, and of course he will come to my place. He will prepare check and everything. So we became very close, and you know, of course, I see him every day. So we'll be talking when he's away. We'll be texting. So yeah, we became very close, and I'm happy for him to move to Rangers. And you know, I was watching their game yesterday, but unfortunately they lost.
They lost.
They lost. But, I mean, they lost their good team. So it's okay.
Yeah. You know, I don't know if he, I'm sure maybe he must have told you, given how close you were. Ghana called him up when then Cote d'Ivoire took him and called him up, and he ditched us. I'm like, didn't you talk to Michael?
I have something to say, but I don't know if I have to say. I will say off camera.
You can say it off camera.
I will say it off camera. Yeah, but I mean, I don't blame him.
That's totally fine. Now we lost it. He's a quality player. I would have liked for us to have, but obviously we don't control that.
He's a top player, and he's a very dynamic. He's a player that understands the game and understands the tactics, and he's
awesome.
He's very agile and everything is there with intensity and tempo into it. Yeah, so.
Amazing. Yeah. And as for Simon, I was making a joke the other day. I was like, so Right to Dream in Ghana like produce all these players, and it's an Ivorian who's gone on to win the AFCON first before us. But he's a very special talent as well. The Simon Adingra kid.
Well, I call him Simon. He will not be happy if he says
Simon.
I'm sorry. It's Simon. Yeah, I mean, he's a quality player. I mean, he's a good kid as well, but a quality top player.
Wow.
He's so smart, and one of the things he does best is how he is. You know, we do the blind pressure. He will steal the ball off the defenders all the time, and his first touch is always quality.
Wow.
Always quality. And when he's coming at you in tempo, you don't know where he's going. So he's a very smart and very clever player. And I wish him all the best.
Yeah. Is there, are there any, having dealt with this, in fact, you in particular, Michael, I don't know what it is, but during your playing time, you played with so many Ivorians. And now, even at FCN, you're dealing with so many Ivorians. What is that? What's that? How is that? You somehow you can't escape them.
I don't know. I think I'm just lucky. And also, of course, I'm from second year. I'm a third year.
Closer.
So I'm close to Africa. Probably that's why. But I mean, also I think it's also I was lucky. I mean, I was at Chelsea with a few Ivorians, Drogba, Carlos, and them lot, and also coming here with all these young Ivorians. And I could speak the French, so I think it makes more easier for us to connect. So.
Are there any differences in attitudes, like Ivorian players, Ghanaian players, from your experience, even from the playing days, even for now dealing with them? Are there any differences between the Ghanaian player and the Ivorian player?
I mean, it's more or less the same. It's more or less the same. It depends on the individual, how much you want it, and how much you want to, work hard and take your football into different levels. Yeah.
When you look at the FCN project, you've been to Chelsea, Real Madrid, Lyon, AC Milan, big clubs. What makes this place so special? Because every time, right now, especially like the last 6 years, they've produced some of the best talents.
I mean, this place is special. I know when you came, they treat you nice, no?
They took me around, that's true. So you don't have to tell me.
No, it's really, I think it's, I've been to many places with top clubs and everything, but I think those clubs is more about how do we say, performance environment, where here is development environment. So, and of course we deal with a very young athletes. We have to, develop their football, but also, teach them how to be a man. Have to be a good man and stuff like that. And so you can see it's one of the clubs that produce a lot of young players in Europe and play with a lot of young players as well. You look at the squad; they're all young. So and the organization is one of the best. I've played in many places, but this organization is second to none. And I saw one of the best.
and I got introduced to the girls project as well. That really excited me a lot because I don't even think a lot of clubs have such a great girls football academy. And I was making a joke that we're right to dream starting with the women now. In about 8 years we'll win Olympic Games. We wouldn't develop our own way for right to dream.
Possibly. I mean, and you know, Right to Dream it was one of the I think the first academy in Africa to develop a girls talent or girls residency.
Yeah.
But you know, so slowly girls football is growing up, and so you look at their women's Euros and stuff like that. It's growing, so we all here to to support.
Yep.
At some point I was one of the ambassadors for the Women's World Cup in Paris, where we met and promote the women's game. So yeah, it's amazing. It's an amazing thing they are doing, and here is something special. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to take you off FCN a little bit and just ask you to do a few things for me, which should be fun, I hope.
No tricky questions.
Yeah, just like do some blind ranking of players for me, like that sort of thing. You want to know who is where, so you just put them in different numbers for me.
Oosh.
They're midfielders,
okay.
So including yourself. So I've got like 7 players.
7.
I'm just 7. Just rank them for me, Mike.
And I have to place them.
Yeah, you have to place them in each number.
From 1 to 7.
Yeah. So when I mention the name, you decide where they rank without knowing whose name I'm mentioning next.
Ooh, la, la, la.
That's the beauty of the blind rank, right? You don't know who I'm mentioning next, but you just have to put them somewhere. And at the end of it, I will read your rankings to you and see whether it makes sense.
Okay.
So rank these 7 midfielders for me. Where would you put Anthony Annan? So they're mostly DMs, so to be fair. Out of 7, you don't know who I'm going to mention next, so
I think I'll put Anthony 7.
Anthony 7. Okay. Where would you put Essien?
I don't know who is coming next, but I hate talking about myself.
That's the beauty of it.
I'll put myself in between somewhere 3.
Okay, so I'll just say Michael 3. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Kante. Okay, you know what? I'll be fair to you. I'll remove your name.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll be fair to you. Remove your name. Okay. So take off Michael. Okay. 3 is free. So now Kante. So you have 6 now. Just rank 6.
So I'm not involved.
You're not involved.
Okay.
So I'll remove so that is fair to you.
So is Annan 6?
Annan 6, yes.
I'll put Kante 3 then.
Kante 3, okay. Where would you put Mikel?
I'll put Mikel 4.
Mikel 4, okay. Just under Kante. Where would you put Matic?
Matic? I'll put Matic 5.
Matic 5. So we have 3, Kante, Mikel 4,
Matic 6.
Anthony Annan 6, Matic 5.
Yeah.
Okay. So
last one.
Okay, fair enough. Where would you put Montari?
There's only one spot for him. Okay, I'll put Montari 2.
There's 2 spots.
I'll put Montari 2.
Montari 2. Oh, Michael, this is good. And where would you put Makalele?
First.
How did you end up doing this so well? Because now you have number 1 Makalele, number 2 Montari, number 3 Mikel.
No, number 3 is N'Golo.
Oh, number 3 N'Golo Kante, number 4 Mikel, number 5 Matic, number 6 Anthony Annan. So that's actually pretty brilliant. That's actually well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Because usually I see this ranking thing and people end up with like the best one in number 5 because they don't know which name is coming. That's good.
It's tricky.
Okay, let's do this one as well. What is your favorite Chelsea goal? And I will pick my own favorite 2. Between the Barcelona goal, the Arsenal goal, But I don't know. I also like the Valencia goal. God, the time of the goal, everything, it was so special, you know. And it looked like we were going out. I mean, we.
Yeah. I only score when the team needs it. If they don't need it, I don't.
You don't score, right? That's why and Chelsea didn't need a lot of goals during your time, right? They were always winning.
I only score if they need it.
Okay.
I score the important ones. The rest,
yeah,
if they don't need it, it's fine.
Not that.
I leave it to Drogba.
Okay, what's your favorite one of all those important goals? Favorite one, not the most important, just the favorite.
No, the favorite, of course, it has to be the Arsenal one. Because,
why though?
Why? Because first we playing against one of our biggest rivals.
Yes.
Second, we're playing at home. We have to keep up with our winning home record.
Yes.
And
you were behind for a long time.
And thirdly, yeah, we were losing. So to come up with a goal like that, of course, it's got to be my favorite goal. Yeah.
Did you know it was going in the moment you hit it? I'm sure you've watched it. I mean, a few days ago you posted it, because it wasn't going in. It was like it was going out, and then it found its way back in, and I think it just caressed the post, right?
I think so.
It just came off the post. Did you know the moment you left? Because
I mean, footballers, when you hit a good one, you can feel it. That is a good one. And also, of course, when I saw the ball coming, it's this only one thing that was. So it was an instant reaction, and then I just hit it, and of course it felt good when I hit it. So then. I saw it going, and
wow. I mean, that is some goal. I think what made it even better is, I'm sure you've seen it many times, Jose's celebration right after that. The Barcelona goal, though, on your weaker foot, my word, that is, I mean, the circumstances of the game maybe have taken something away from the goal, but that was, for me, like an unbelievable goal, because it's not just like the fact that you scored with Javico, it's even how you met the ball. It didn't look like it would even go in, because I think maybe 9 out of 10 times that goes over the bar.
Yeah, that's true, actually. I mean, if you ask me to do it now, I don't think I will. I can have 100 shots and it will never happen. But that's what I'm saying. It's an instant thing, you know. I saw the ball dropping, and I saw the midfielders ready to jump. So then I just decided to have a go, and then I took a clean one, and it was in. And I ran to Mikel because
yes, that's celebration.
When we're having our pre-match meal, our lunch, because we always sit next together, or sitting there facing each other, and he said, I have a feeling that you're going to score today.
Mikel said that to you?
And I said, okay, then if I score, I'm coming straight to you. And then it happened. But then the end of the game was in the best, but I mean, Iniesta came out with another crazy goal. So both goals were good, but then the circumstances around the game was not the best. But it's one of those things. I
mean, and also in your Chelsea career, you played a lot of big games. Like you rightly said it. You said that you only come out with a goal when the team needs you. But is there like a game where, when you look back, you say, this was my favorite game for one reason or the other? Do you have like a favorite game? You play so many matches, so I know it's hard to remember. But if you had to pinpoint one game that stood out for you.
I mean, it's hard to choose, but I think I'll probably would choose the one against United, when my first year, when we have to, if we beat them, we will retain the title again, and then we managed to beat them 3-0. So I think that would be my favorite game. And also,
it was very early on.
It's early on, coming to a new environment with a price tag on your head, and everybody was talking. Does he really?
Was expensive player.
Does he really deserve it? Is it worth it? Blah blah blah. But I mean, at the end, it's up to you to show what you can do. And I've always been a I've always been a team player. I'll put the team and my teammates always ahead of me because I need them and they will need me. So I play for them, and then I did well in my first year, and we managed to retain the title. So I was happy.
The following year, I think you were voted Chelsea Player of the Season. That's 2006-2007 season. You were a monster. Like, I don't know where you got the energy from. You were everywhere, my friend.
The energy is still there. But not anymore now. But yeah.
But 2006-2007 season, I mean, we lost the league. Chelsea lost the league title, but I think in the end, I mean, it probably was, would you say, was your best season ever in club football? Or maybe it goes back to some season.
I mean, it will be one of them. But of course, I would take it as my favorite because the whole transfer saga behind my move from Lyon to Chelsea, and of course, the prize money was big for the club at the time, and all this noise coming out. So, and I have to stay focused. I mean, I did a few tackles and it went. So there's a lot of noise going around, and then I mean Jose spoke to me and said, "My friend, you have my full support, so just go out and enjoy your football." So yeah.
When you mentioned a lot of tackles, I think your mind went to the Dietmar Hamann tackle, no?
Yeah, it was. It was one of them, but the whole thing. Then I have to miss 2 Champions League games, and we got kicked out, and so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and you have suffered some tackles yourself as well. You were very unlucky with injury. Every time I've seen a lot of conversation around, for example, if it wasn't for your injuries, you could have had a much bigger impact at Chelsea. And that's not to say that you didn't have a big impact. You had a huge impact, but it's always a case of what could have been if you didn't get injured. Not just the fact that you got injured, but the number of times you got injured with those long injury layoffs. When you look back at your career and you look at those injuries, is there any form of, sometimes like any form of regret a little bit about like how it happened and maybe what you could have done if you didn't get injured, maybe?
I mean, I always say there's nothing you can do. I mean, injuries are all part of the game, and of course, not saying this, but my first injury was playing for the Black Stars.
The Libya game.
Yeah, when I damaged my knee badly, but I mean, it happens. I mean, that's why we play football. Yeah, I mean, if there's no injuries, then the others will not, have the opportunity to also. It's part of it. It happens. So, and of course, I had most of my bad injuries happened when I was playing for the Black Stars. But who cares? It happened. I don't hold any. I don't have any grudges or any. It was just unlucky. Just unlucky, and injuries are part of the game. So we just have to deal with it, and I have no regret. I think I had quite a decent career. Yeah. So I always look into the positive side of every situation. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm still alive. I mean, what else do I need?
That's it, and healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that attitude. Always being grateful, no matter the circumstances, because some people have it worse off. It's
exactly.
like so. It's a. You make a very good point. Always being grateful, and you mentioned the fact that you had a decent career. I think you had more than a decent career, because 3 years in a row you were top 3 African Footballer of the Year. You were in the Ballon d'Or, FIFA World Best, BBC African Footballer of the Year, 2006. I probably think in that 06-07 season, if you didn't, I don't know, but I probably thought maybe I personally thought that you deserved to have been voted African Footballer of the Year. But you finished second behind Kanté, who won, Kanute, who won the UEFA Cup, I believe that year was the year. But when you look at that period, I mean, 2006 it was Drogba, 2007 Drogba, 2005 Drogba, 2006 Drogba, and then 2007 Kanute, and you were just there every single year. Is there a point where you thought, Okay, maybe this year, maybe I thought I should have been African Footballer of the Year.
Honestly, not really. To be honest, I mean, as I said, I was just enjoying my football and doing the work I have to do for Chelsea, for Black Stars, for my teammates. So I was just out there enjoying it. And also, of course, when you're competing with the attackers, the chances you don't have any big chances of winning it. But I didn't care. I was just going with the flow and just enjoying my football, really.
I mean, these days we have a very interesting. We have very interesting teams all around the teams that you played for up until this point. I mean, Chelsea is going through a phase. Do you get to watch a lot of the games these days?
Yeah, I do. I still follow them. And I always watch the game whenever I can. And I think it will take time. It will take time and a lot of patience. But I'm sure they will get there. Yeah.
And I don't know if you saw, Mikel has a podcast now, and he and Nicholas Jackson have been going at it. Did you see what was going on? Did you manage to catch?
Oh, my brother Mikel.
John. It's a very.
I mean, I love him as a brother, my young brother.
Yeah.
I mean, we all have our personalities, and like some will just say it, some will just.
Yeah.
For me, I would just ignore it, and but I mean, everyone has they have their own opinion, but it's nothing personal. It's nothing personal. But I mean, sometimes when the criticism is coming from an ex-player, then I think it hurts the players even much more. So then they react, but. I mean, at the end of the day, it's nothing personal. So they just have to take it easy and concentrate on their football and just enjoy the moment, because football goes quick.
It does. It really does.
You just have to enjoy it.
And it really does, because also you can't even predict. You could wake up with a bad injury one day and everything comes to a close. So I totally understand what you're saying. Michael, let's wrap up with a few things. So, we spoke about your favorite game, favorite goal, club football. Do you have any, when it comes to the national team, favorite game, favorite goal? I can help you with a few, because I remember pretty much all of them.
For the Black Stars?
Yeah. I mean, my few favorites: South Africa away, 206.
I told you, I only score when the team needs.
That was special, because I did a documentary on that 2006 World Cup qualifiers. Unfortunately, I didn't get you to speak on it. I wanted to, but the stories that I heard even around that game goes to buttress the point you just made, that the team needed you more than anything else, because even the goalkeeper at the time we had to fly in there. So many things, and we were going to South Africa. It's crazy, and there's like people holding hands and singing Jama, because everyone was afraid. The environment was. Man, you pop up with that header. It's crazy, man.
I mean, we were playing against South Africa. They were the best at the time. And of course, you know how difficult moving around Africa, going to play all these qualified games is. I think is even more harder than the game itself.
Fact.
So there's a lot of things that was going on behind the scenes, and then on the pitch we managed to do it, and it was a big win for us on that day. And then again, when the team needs it, I pop up.
And there was another match, the DR Congo game, when they spoke about the fact that when you were going onto the pitch there were guns and stuff like that. Like, was that really true?
Yes, it was. Of course, they have to carry guns because for our security. So it's not against us. I mean, it's not the fans. It's the soldiers and the security guys for the safety of the game. But I mean, it's tough when you're playing away. It's not. I remember we have to go to Mali.
Yes,
Mali.
World Cup qualifier.
Steven was not there. I don't think Sule was not there. Who else? We were missing a lot of
key players.
So it was only
John
me.
wasn't there too, I think.
Yeah, it was only me and Kojo Asamoah who was coming. Matthew Wambo, and we went there and they had the caterers and they have and then we managed to come home with a win. But I think my favorite one would be the AFCON 2008 against Nigeria.
I agree, 100%. 100%.
Against Nigeria. And I never lost against Nigeria when I'm on the pitch.
Wait, how many times have you played against? Wait, okay, you were not on the pitch in 02.
No, I was.
Yes,
you
were not.
I was not. I was injured. And then when
the friendly
in London, I played.
Yes, and we beat them.
We beat
4-1.
The AFCON
08,
2006 in Egypt. I was injured.
I didn't go. There, true.
And then 08, Ghana.
Wow.
So against Nigeria, if I'm on the pitch, we don't lose.
Yes.
And then we were losing. Then
they popped out with that header, another header. I mean, that's crazy because, Michael, you're not the tallest, but you have a lot of headed goals. You have a big leap.
So the power and the timing. Is the power coming from here and the timing?
Yeah, that game was, it was, I actually personally think it probably was one of your best times in the national team jersey, that AFCON, like every single game in that AFCON. I remember the Morocco free kick, you and Montari. Was that like practiced or?
No, we didn't practice at all. It was just an instant thing. I just gave him the eye, and he knew where to put the ball, and I just ran towards it. And then there was. So I remember when he was standing in front of the ball, I told him, I just did. And
get on behind.
Put it there, and that's the connection you have, when you play with someone for a long time. Sule is like my brother, so we share rooms every time we're in the national team, and we always talk and we're always together. So we have that connection now.
And it was like, what do you call it? And there was a reverse one. It wasn't just one. There was a reverse one you almost scored. I think this time around it was Stephen. Yes. Yeah.
I missed that one.
Yes, exactly. I remember that. I mean, that's crazy because I mean you've come a very long way. You've served the national team to the best of your abilities. That 2008 AFCON. Like I was saying, we had a lot of issues, injuries here and there. Even that game against Nigeria, we got a red card. John Mensah got red carded, took off the captain's armband, and it was ridiculous. But I have to say though that I think that from everything you've done for this national team, but everything that you've done for Ghanaian football, everybody's very grateful. We're very thankful for your service.
I hope they are.
Well, I am.
I hope they are, because I think I'm one of the few players that have gone through every category, age group for the national team. So I hope they appreciate the service.
I think they do. I think they do.
I hope so.
It would be unfortunate if anybody doesn't appreciate what you did for the national team, and not just even for the playing, just being an ambassador for Ghana for as long as you were. We're very grateful. And I'm very grateful for your time, Michael. As much as I would like to keep this chat going on, I know you are a very busy man. And for even agreeing to do this for me in the first place, I'm so super grateful. So thank you so much. I'm going to hold on to this memory forever. Certainly, I'll be very grateful, Michael. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you for your time. For
anyone, for Ghanaians, for any advice for young players, anything.
I mean, my advice is always, nice and simple. Be humble, be respectful, and hard work.
Fantastic.
For every young one. And you, Baba. I know you are listening. So, and also, I mean, again, it's an amazing stuff that Right to Dream is doing for the boys and the girls, and giving them all these opportunities so they can take their education further, take their football further. So they have to be grateful and then, put in the hard work, because when they're on the pitch, it's not about themselves. They are playing, representing their nation, representing the whole of Right to Dream. Students. So So yeah, they should work hard, and when they are playing trust me, when they are playing the boys at the academy, they are glue onto the TV, supporting them. So I hope they appreciate that, and I hope they keep on doing their best.
Yeah, thank you very much, Michael.
All the best.
Absolute pleasure talking to you. Amazing. Yes. The great Michael Essien. Obviously, I'm sure you're grateful as much as I am for his time, but more importantly for his service for the country, because he has, as he indicated, has done it all from the youth level all the way to the very top. And today he's giving back to the next generation of football talent. And for that, we're grateful as well. Thank you so much for your time. This has been another Joy Sports special. My name is Fento, Tahir Fento. Until next time, cheers.